The people that were watching the media, they had no idea. They were just enjoying their life. They were not participating in the fear campaign.
Yeah.
And this is kind of how you know. There's a lot of studies that are out there. We know that fear, when you're in that fear, this is why I shared how I would get triggered when I would see a fire truck or hear the sounds of see firemen and women. My body would just kind of just stop. I felt like I would stop thinking and get iced out. And that's a very,
Vulnerable place to be.
yeah, and it's right. It's so vulnerable because you don't know. It's like it's not like an experience that you live through every day.
No,
So,
and when you are, when an emotion is triggered out of you that is comes from a place of trauma, and during those moments we are vulnerable to a lot of things. We are not just vulnerable to those emotions and those fears. We are vulnerable to the situation because you may not be in your clarity to know how to navigate it, or even be able to move at all. And also in the way people try to approach you or feed you information, and that's essentially what has happened through mainstream media. For all of these for any major event, but as you know, focusing on COVID years, like mainstream media were huge leaders in the fear mongering campaign.
I believe that they have a lot of blood in their hands, and when we are seeing the media of how other people have gotten in trouble for words that they have used that didn't lead to any deaths, but they get in trouble and they get lawsuit, or they get their livelihoods, or they get unpersoned, because that's a real thing these days. And then you see the propaganda that mainstream media gets away with. How many, not just COVID, how many lies they've told, how many lives they are responsible for, and they're just still, and we're still consuming it.
Because you know, family, my sister and I, we have a very mixed community, but I just want us all to remember that there are still a lot of us that really still have a lot of trust in the media. And I know that for some that may sound ridiculous, you may even laugh at that, but it isn't a laughing matter. In reality, it isn't.